What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Going Rounds podcast. Oh, there he is. I'm like, what happened to Clark? We got Clark back. He's back on the pod, here to have some
How's it
fun.
going, everybody? Thanks for
Time to
having me
talk some
back.
shit, of course. Clark's gonna be on here and there a lot more because he's having fun doing it, and I like having him on here. And apparently, everybody liked us being on together, so I figured might as well. Big pay-per-views when we got a lot to talk about. We can
Absolutely.
get it
We
done.
make a great team, so it works out.
And look at that fancy ass backdrop he's got going on. Tell everybody what that is.
So this is the Detroit skyline. So I was like, I had such a basic backdrop last time. I was like, I got to make it look at least a little bit, like I feel it, I can't go as all out as you do, but I mean, I can make something work.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he's a Detroit Lions fan, as you can see in the little scroller down there and his hat. Yeah, so I'm rocking
let's
the
not
Colts gear.
not forget this thing. Like,
yeah, that's right. I did forget. I don't see you with your shirt off that often. Thank God.
So, I wouldn't expect you to either.
But yeah, I've been wearing my Colts gear all week just because it is Super Bowl week. We got the Super Bowl this Sunday. I don't give a shit if my team's not in it. I'm still gonna rock the gear. It's the last official week of football, so even though my team hasn't been playing for weeks, I gotta still rock the gear. So,
absolutely. Who are you going for, by the way?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Who the fuck's in it again? No, I'm just kidding. Oh man, I don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought into it. I don't know. Who are you going for? Or who are
I'm
you
going
betting
for the
on?
Chiefs.
You're going for
I'm going on the Chiefs.
You have a family member who's a Chiefs fan, right?
Yeah, my brother Charles.
Your brother,
a big Chiefs fan. He actually bought season tickets, so I mean, he's not going to go to the game, but I mean, he's been at every playoffs game, and every game he's gone to, they've won. So I don't know. He better go if he wants to win the Super Bowl. He might want to buy his ticket for $5,000. That's the cheapest seat right now. Oh,
dude,
God,
that's insane. And it's here. It's
in
Arizona.
our hometown. It's it's fucking
Phoenix.
expensive.
That's nuts. Oh, I forgot to tweet that we're. Hold on. What the hell's going on? Yep, there we go. Anyway, I looked at my stream deck and it looks all weird and different. But we're good. So
and that's a nosebleed too for $5,000.
For the $5,000. Yeah,
fuck that.
That's a little much. I'm not down with that. But okay, so I guess to make a decision, I'll run it with you, and for your brother's fandom, I'll say I'll go for the Chiefs as well. So
all right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do good. Patrick Mahomes, he plays more conservative and he likes to stay in the pocket when he's hurt. I mean, he's still recovering from that high ankle sprain, so we'll see how he does.
Yeah, I almost forgot about the injury thing. I watched it when it happened. I'm like, damn, that sucks. So
yeah, I know.
You know what? Double check your cable to your headphones. Make sure that it's plugged all the way in. I just heard a little bit of crackling here and there. I want to make sure that you're good to go.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, it was just here and there, so I wanted to make sure it was all good. Anyway, what else you got going on this week? Anything special, fantastic, exciting?
We just got big? UFC 248 or 284, my bad. Dyslexic.
He dyslexic. Fuck no. I do the same shit. Actually, I've been getting worse. This week has been bad for me with that. I was looking at numbers and other stuff earlier for work, and I was getting shit all mixed up. I'm like, what is wrong with me?
I've been doing that, making calls, and I'm like, I've never stared at a computer so hard. I'm like, so I got the number right.
You take that headset with you to work so you can do.
I practice, like, hey, I gotta be comfortable with it on,
That's funny.
Cheers, by the way.
Oh yeah, cheers. Let's get this shit going. I got my drink here. I already took a sip, but
old fashioned it is.
Yeah. So have you played any more golf since the last time we played? Because we played horribly last time.
No, I haven't. We just played Fred Inky last week. Yeah, no. I want to get out because I'm not going to get out this weekend. If I can get out tomorrow, I'll do it. But it'll be a last minute thing if I do it.
Yeah, that wasn't last week. That was like 2
No,
weekends ago.
Saturday.
Was it?
No,
Last
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, we.
Oh my god, dude. I don't know what's going on. My week has been crap.
I know.
Uh no, it was the Saturday before cuz I was out of town last week. No, you're right.
No, it was this Saturday. So don't do that.
Dude, I don't even
You're
know.
gonna fucking drive me insane. No,
It's
it was
it's
definitely
it's
this
work, man.
Saturday.
I've been going out of town for work so much that like I can't even remember what the hell's been happening. But
And that sucks. I mean, for you to go out of work, and I know you have a busy schedule with the podcast and everything, but
yeah.
God.
And if I go out of town and I have a set schedule for what I'm doing for work, it's not a big deal. It actually gives me extra time to figure things out and do like more cool stuff for the podcast or get myself really, really ready ahead of time and not be so scrambling for time like I was today because it's just been a long week. But yeah, so a lot of times it's actually a decent thing for me to be out of town. I have no other distractions. I don't feel bad for staying away from my wife while I'm, doing all this stuff in my podcast room here. But for the most part, it sucks going out of town. So, um, but I just still get I still try to get the podcast done and make sure I get it out there because I like to stay consistent. So,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
hear you.
anyway, as far as events going on this weekend, the biggest thing is UFC 284. That's what we're going to be talking about today mostly. I got some MMA news coming up. There's a few things to talk about there. MMA/boxing, and you'll understand why when I get into it. That's something I didn't actually give you the heads up on, but it's an event that's happening and it's pretty big, so you'll get to hear about it as I go along with it, and you'll
Heck yeah.
recognize names and everything like that too. So it's not that far of a stretch.
Oh, I already think I know.
But there is one piece of news that I actually just there's one piece of news that I actually just what do you call it? I just saw earlier, like right before I got on here. Let me somebody's in the chat, so I wanted to see what they said, but my chat's not working on my screen here.
It says Clark is a big hitter with his ping driver.
Who the hell is that?
I think that's my brother, my buddy John. He's
oh, okay.
Coming and join us. What's up, John?
That's funny. Yeah, he's definitely got the big hits, the big swing.
I went to the range and put that new tungsten weight on it, and I figured out what I was doing wrong, and we'll see how I do the next time we play golf.
Yeah, you were way off with your drives last time. I mean, we were all off on everything. I mean, even my pops wasn't as consistent as usual. But yeah, I need to get back out there and redeem myself because I'm embarrassed by that play. I was so mad. It was like fuck was every other word out of my mouth. If I didn't just buy the clubs I had, I might have thrown them. And I probably lost.
Thank God you did it. You spent a lot. You spent a good amount of money on it.
Oh shit!
Thomas says, "What's up,
Tommy? What the fuck? You've been gone. You've been out of the loop for a minute, because yeah, that happened a while back. Actually, that was part of the news. That's a good segue back in there. Thanks to Tommy, because pretty much that's what I was gonna say. I saw some news. It's not anything official or anything like that, but Ngannou is actually in the news because Wilder. Not Javante Davis, Deontay Wilder, said that what do you call it? He was saying that he was telling him that basically. I wish I would have screenshotted what I saw, but he basically said I would fight Ngannou in a boxing match and in an MMA match because I guess supposedly they were in talks with Dana about that, trying to see if they could put that together. So. He threw it out there in some interview and pretty much said, hey, I'm down to do both. So, he's like, everybody is pretty much, yeah, to this day. I don't know if you heard him say that, Deontay Wilder. That's like his famous quote. Tommy likes to play that one. Yeah. But he basically said he would fight him in both. So I don't know. I mean, not Tommy Fury. He's fighting Damn, I'm getting everybody mixed up, man.
Hey, were you taking pre-game shots here?
No, but I probably should have because my brain's all scattered. I can't even remember freaking Fury's first name. God damn it. What the hell's his Tommy Fury's brother, the main boxer, the real boxer. God damn it. Gypsy King. What the fuck is his name? Who's at my front door? The doorbell's going off. I can't remember his damn name. Anyway, Fury's got a
Tyson
fighter.
Fury.
Tyson. God damn it. How do I forget that?
Tyson Fury.
Massive brain fart. I should have taken some brain pills.
What would you do without me? I think I need to be on this podcast more often.
Scrambling to look it up. Doing what I always do, messing shit up. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know. That's something interesting. Deontay Wilder's a fucking beast. He's huge, just like Ngannou. And I mean, he's got that massive punching power too. So I think he would kick the shit out of Ngannou in the ring, but Ngannou would probably throw him around in the cage. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah, Ngannou sticking him to his fists. I guarantee if they connected enough, you would do a lot of damage. I don't know. I can't. Ngannou is one of those people that you let him get enough or give him the opportunity, he's gonna knock you out. He's not. He doesn't. It's not an average boxer. He knows how to hit, and even if he touches you, it's gonna hurt.
No doubt.
I don't care what size those gloves are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the gloves might do you a little bit of justice and favor. It might save your noggin from a concussion, but
well, Tyson Fury was trying to get a special rules boxing match where they boxed but in a cage with the 4-ounce gloves. So it's like boxing, but yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if you want to do that, bro. I don't know if you want to do that. But I don't know. That was just something that he brought up, and he was, kind of bringing that to Ngannou to see if he wanted to do it. I think they should either do straight up boxing or straight up MMA or one of each. That would be pretty sick, I think. So,
yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
let me say what's up to Jose, my primo. He jumped on.
Oh yeah, right on. What's going on, guys? I appreciate you all watching and interacting in the chat. If you guys have questions or anything, throw them in there. We'll get to them as soon as we can. I always have the chat up running so I can take a look and see. And it distracts me sometimes, but a lot of times it's a good distraction. I'm always in there checking to see what people got to say. And like Tommy did, he reminded me of my news and let me get back into it. So that's good. So you guys can.
I think he stopped you. It took you a minute.
No, I got off track when I said that. And then we started talking about golf again, and then he asked that question, and it reminded me. So anyway, that's just the newest news I got. Everything else we'll go over here in a minute. So I was gonna ask you a couple of other questions before we get into all the good stuff, because this is good stuff too. Now that you've got a full episode of a podcast under your belt, what do you think? How you feeling about it? I think I kind of know, but I want you to tell everybody how you feel about it. Obviously,
I love it. Honestly, it's cool, like to have our space and just be able to just chat and bullshit. I mean, we do that already whenever we're together,
right?
But to have kind of like an organized bullshit match, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I think you just like seeing yourself on YouTube. That's all.
I don't even look. I didn't even look.
You didn't go back and watch, fucker?
I made it watch. I watched like 3 or 4 times, to, different segments just to see how I sound, because I didn't want to sound like a bitch or whatever. Like I didn't know what I was talking about. But honestly, everything turned out really well the last time, and I was like, hell yeah, like this is pretty dope.
Yeah. No, it's fun, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not professional whatsoever. I'm constantly stumbling on my words and, forgetting shit. And it is what it is. We're just talking and bullshitting. Right. I'm not getting paid for this. I don't know if you are.
That's what this thing's full of whiskey. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I got 2
I gotta have an excuse to go back on.
Yeah. We're always drinking too. That's every time we get together, it's like, that's what we're doing is drinking. So we're not even in the same room, but we're drinking anyway. And I drank on all my podcasts because it just loosens me up. By the time the end of the podcast comes, I'm all talking shit. Talking to the guys about everything I hate.
My brother John knows. He's had these old fashions we drink, so he knows how deadly they can be.
Hell yeah, man. As soon as you have a couple, you're like, oh shit. And I've been making doubles, so I got yeah.
You know what? I fucked up. I just poured until this thing was full, so
Oh
who
shit.
knows what we're gonna
It's gonna be
get.
like last time when you stand up and start stumbling.
Oh my god. Let's talk about last time because it was 8 shots last time. We got done with the podcast. We sent it off. We're good. I got up and I stood up and I was just like, oh God, wait a minute. I was like, what happened? It hit me. Like I was just chilling for the whole time. And the minute I stood up, it was like game over. You're drunk.
You were too busy into talking about shit to realize how fucked up you had gotten.
I know. And I just
That's
kept
funny.
drinking. So fuck.
Yeah. Hey, that's what happens. Like when we were, when we're on the watch party podcast and stuff, I just keep making drinks and shit. Next thing I know, I'm like, holy fuck, I feel pretty drunk.
Let's see.
uh
Thomas said, "Get Clark in the studio so you guys can go at it like Skip Bayless and
I told him because he kept asking why you weren't in here with me, and I'm like, I don't know. That fool lives like 5 minutes away from me too.
I mean, I can. I mean, maybe we should do that next time. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we might have to. We're gonna have to do it like, but we'll go back and forth. Maybe we'll have you in here sometimes, and then other times you can just, since you already bought stuff,
Whatever works.
you're gonna have to put it to use.
I know exactly, and you know what? I use my rewards points, so I didn't pay for shit.
Oh, okay, perfect. Cheap ass motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, it still got paid. Hey, look here. It still's got a dollar amount.
No, it looks good, man. I'm glad you did that. It looks pretty cool. And you put some thought behind it. Obviously, it's Detroit. That's your team. So that was a good call. Yeah, like that's what I'm always trying to do, different stuff, like I got these new things popping up on the screen. And new ways to, I always finding new ways to do shit just because that's what keeps me interested.
Honestly, if you put us, what's that show, Less Than 30 Seconds or whatever? What's that? That's on ESPN with the two sportscasters. Oh my gosh, what is it called?
I don't even watch ESPN.
It's where they got like 30 seconds. They got they talk for 30 minutes, but it's on a timer. Everything they talk about is on a timer. Yeah. But I mean, it looks pretty professional. The way you have it set up right now looks legit.
Right on. Yeah, I'm glad. This is definitely something new. I just started doing it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. And it worked out pretty good. I'm just going to be upgrading stuff here and there. I got to upgrade my computer too. It doesn't like to handle too many things very well. That's why earlier I was telling you, I'm like, damn, my CPU usage is like crazy right now. I had too much shit going. Hey, what's up, Trend? Trend's watching.
What's up, Trend?
Trend's like you. She's gotten into watching everything and commenting in the chat and stuff. So, which I'm happy about. At least somebody in my house watches. I'm always asking Michelle, like, did you happen to watch it all? So no, I didn't get to it. I'm like, thanks for the support, loser. But yeah, they're just so used to me doing so many damn podcasts. It's like, whatever. They're used to it. They're like, it's nothing new anymore. But anyway, enough of the bullshit. Let's get to the talk. I got some MMA news for everybody. That's what we're going to start off with. And to start it all off, we'll kind of go over, I don't know if you remember Fedor Emelianenko, but he just retired. So he fought in Bellator. He fought in Pride back in the day. This was his retirement fight. He fought Ryan Bader. And unfortunately, he got his ass handed to him. I mean, this is pretty much
round.
Yeah, this is pretty much what happens to every one of these old school fighters that just can't seem to call it quits. I mean, Fedor he retired once before. And for some reason, he decided to come back. And I'm like, what the fuck? You should have just stayed retired, bro. Because, like, he came back and he was okay, but he's never himself. He's never back to his old school ways. And on top of that, his retirement fight, he just gets... He didn't get knocked out cold, but it was just a TKO. He got worked, bloodied up his face. Yeah, it wasn't good.
It's like when BJ Penn came back for that one fight, and he just got his.
Oh, he came back for a few fights, and he got his ass whooped every single time. And that's what's sad.
Well, I know. You just like end the punishment.
And BJ Penn's like, one of my favorite all-time fighters, and to watch him come back, like, I mean, I was damn near in tears when he retired the first time because he got his ass whooped so bad in that last fight. He, like,
Oh
couldn't
no.
hold it together, he had his hat down low, and then, he retires, and then he comes back, and it's not any better. I'm just like, "Come on, man, you guys
It
need
was
to
within a
stop."
year, wasn't it, of his retirement?
It was maybe just over a year, something like that. It
Yeah.
wasn't very long, though, for sure. MMA travesty that Fedor never fought. Yeah, for sure, David. That's one of the biggest miss. That's one of the biggest misses ever for Fedor not to have gotten into the UFC. And unfortunately, part of it was kind of his call. Like he was kind of asking for a lot of money, which I think he was definitely worth. But on top of that, he said that it was a contract thing and he didn't want to have to deal with all the contract stuff. But the contract thing was he wanted more money. And of course, Dana White being who he is, he didn't want to make it happen.
He
They
doesn't want to give
tried.
a
They
dime
did.
out.
Yeah, they did try a bunch of things and tried over and over to get him in, but they never got him in to fight in the UFC. So that sucks. But I brought this picture up because this is after the fight. Unfortunately, he gets TKO'd. At least he wasn't out cold, but he did get TKO'd. His face is all bloody. Just got his ass whooped, and they did this for him afterwards. It was pretty cool to see all these guys together. It's just a bunch of fucking legends. From left to right, we got Renzo Gracie, Rampage Jackson, Chael Sonnen, Hoist Gracie, Chuck Liddell, Fedor's in the middle, Josh Barnett in the back, uh,
Randy Couture, my
Randy
boy.
Couture. Let's see. Oh, what did I mean? Matt Hughes, Scott Coker is the one in the suit. Behind him is Frank Shamrock, then Randy Couture, then Mark Coleman, and Dan Henderson. So, dude, that's a lot of fucking legends right there. I say Frank Shamrock should not have been in this picture because he's a dumbass and he didn't really do anything special. But that's all right. All the rest of the people overshadow him, and yeah, it was cool to see everybody come in and get together like that, especially Hoist Gracie. But all of these guys have kind of been mixed up in Bellator. Hardly none of them have ever fought in Bellator, but a lot of them are incorporated with Bellator a bit because they do a lot of promotional stuff and legends type things with that promotion. So, I mean, it's cool to see them all come together for Fedor's retirement, even though it ended the way it did. So that
I
was
mean,
pretty
it's always
cool.
good to see too. A lot of people, the age of UFC where it was just go at it constantly every round. These are some of the guys that you knew that every time they got into the ring, it was a great fight. So to see them support each other like this, it means a lot. I get, to the game, and someone like us watching it that got to watch all these guys fight, it means a great deal. To the what history and what UFC really stands for, that people don't get to see.
And on top of all of that, you got people like Matt Hughes and Mark Coleman, who Matt Hughes got hit by a fucking train. Like, I'm surprised he's alive. I can't believe that he's able to stand and walk like he does. His voice has changed because of everything he went through. But just the other day I was listening to somebody talk about how like coherent and lucid and in the moment he is all the time. Like he still remembers things. If you watch him in an interview and listen to him talk and see his mannerisms and watch his face, you could tell that he's not himself like he used to be. But and that's just physically though, like the way that he presents himself and talks and everything like that, like yeah, he's still there. Hey, Pops is watching. What's up, Pops?
Hey,
Um,
Pops.
but yeah, to see him there, and then Mark Coleman has gone through all kinds of crazy shit too, man. He's battled all kinds of injuries, back injuries where he couldn't even stand up and walk, everything. And then the rest of these guys, like I think maybe Enzo Gracie is probably who's the guy kneeled down in the left right there. He's probably
Mm-hmm.
the guy that could do the most out of all these dudes because he is a fucking savage and he still acts like he's 20 something. He'll fight like four dudes in a subway and kick the shit out of all of them. There's stories too,
That
by
sounds
the
like a
way.
good time.
But anyway, I like this picture.
uh,
I thought it was cool. I mean, this would be a dope ass poster just to see all those legends together.
Man,
Frank
to get him to
Shamrock.
sign it, that'd be cool
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. I'm glad Frank Shamrock's in the background. Fucker. You can only see his face. I don't
Look
like
at
that guy.
Rampage though.
He's
Rampage is
annoying.
getting a little chunky in his
Dude,
retirement.
he's thick as fuck.
I mean, I still wouldn't fuck with him, but still,
No, but
like
yeah,
you can tell.
he's huge. And then look at Chael Sonnen. I mean, Chael Sonnen has his own podcast, but he doesn't look as old as he does in this picture when you see him all the time on YouTube. But yeah, he looks pretty old with those glasses back there, looking all weird. And
Yeah,
then
no.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a cool picture. I liked it. And so here is the unfortunate finish of Bader just pounding the shit out of Fedor. I mean, you can see the blood on the mat. It's just nonstop, unanswered punches. Finally, Herb Dean got in there and was like, "All right, I've seen enough." It was, it was nasty, man. It
Oh
was
my
just
gosh.
a beatdown, just like the first time that Bader fought Fedor. You know, he fought him the first time and kicked his ass that time too. So, like
You
I
know,
said,
it's funny too because when we're watching, you know, it's usually the same refs, and then they're like, "Yeah, hit him." I swear to God, sometimes we need to mic them up. Hit him again. Just hit him a couple more times. 2 more. The camera's still watching. All right, it's over.
yeah, yeah, that goddamn. And then here's something I saw. So check it out. Went out on a loss. Top fighters retired since the beginning of 2022. Fedor, Jose Aldo, Shogun Rua, Frankie Edgar, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Luke Rockhold, TJ Dillashaw, Cowboy Cerrone, Rory McDonald, Uriah Hall, Roxanne Modafferi, and Eddie Wineland all went out on a loss and then retired. Like, dude, fucking A, man. Like, you guys need to call it quits before. You know, I get it. They a
Yeah,
lot of them, like Cowboy was chasing that one last win. You know, he kept
he
losing.
tried hard. Oh my gosh, I felt bad for
Yeah,
Cowboy.
I did too.
He tried
And
hard, but honestly, when he fought McGregor, that's where I was like, you gotta
yeah, that was
either
bad.
call it or do some different training because that was insane the way
And
he got hit. And it was he got hit with the shoulder. It was just a
yeah,
shoulder when he fought
I mean,
McGregor.
he got rocked before that. You know, he did take one clean
Yeah.
punch that rocked him, and his chin's just not what it used to be. But yeah, those shoulder punches, like he just didn't know what to do with it. And that's the kind of fighter Cerrone is. Like he's a slow starter, so he doesn't get in there. Um, is it like gambling? Nobody quits after a win. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But they're gambling with their fucking well being and like head mental, like everything.
Yeah.
Just like they're gambling with CTE. It's fucked up. But
Oh,
yeah,
John had our back. He figured it out. Pardon the interruption. That's
what's
what I
that?
was thinking about on
Oh,
ESPN,
I got you.
where they're going
Yeah,
back and forth.
yeah.
Thanks, John.
The show you were talking about, right on. I think I've heard of that. I don't think I've ever watched it. I don't watch whole lot of like TV. Like I don't
It's
watch
funny. It's
ESPN
just a
like I
bunch of
used
old
to.
guys going back at it. That's what we do. It's
Right.
just we could just keep going back at it.
Except I'm the old guy. You're not that old yet. Even though you look it with that fucking
It's
mustache.
hey, calm down. Look here. I got less hair on my head than you do.
That's true. Is that by choice though?
No, it's gone.
Uriah Hall would have been a monster if he didn't almost kill that dude in the. Oh, dude, yeah, you're right. Uriah Hall was fucking one of those guys that he was too. Oh man, he felt too badly for what he's doing to the fighters. So like when he did almost kill that dude on the Ultimate Fighter, that spinning back kick was nasty, and that dude was out for a bit. So yeah, I think he felt pretty bad about that, and it never like left his head. So, and he's one of those guys. He's
And
super empathetic, so I don't think he knew how to turn that off.
I think honestly too, no one's really here to end somebody's career, even though they get into the midst of arguments or their feuds. But ultimately, I don't think it's anybody's real choice to end somebody's career in a fight. But I mean, I could be wrong. There's been Masvidal. He's had his couple feuds that I feel like he doesn't care if they
Yeah.
live to see the next day.
Oh, that's a good question, Tommy. I haven't seen one. I haven't seen a list of fighters that retired on a win, but I could tell you a couple off the top of my head right now. George St. Pierre retired twice off a win. The last time he
With the
retired
belt.
with two different belts because he was the welterweight champ, and then he went up and fought for the middleweight champ against Michael Bisping, and then he Oh, coincidentally, that was the night that somebody lost a bet and had to get choked out.
Is that it? Oh,
That was
you
it.
bet. Hey, if you show that video, if you ever show that video on that of selling this shit at
I
the next
won't
yard
show
sale.
it. But yeah, and then Khabib Nurmagomedov left on a win.
Oh yeah,
He retired on
Habib.
a win. He retired undefeated actually. So a lot of people give him shit because he didn't fight as many fights or, uh or defend the belt as many times as other people have, but regardless, you can't you can't deny the fact that he left undefeated as a belt holder and pretty much was a big star at the same time. So, Mike, what up, Mike
Yeah, for
D?
sure.
What's he saying, kid? I don't know what he's saying.
I have no idea.
Oh, Liddell. No, Liddell definitely went out on a loss, on a bad loss. And then he fought Tito again after years of not fighting, and he got his ass knocked out that time too. So Liddell's one of those just a damn shame type things. Because he got knocked out a few times, like so much so that Dana White told him he wasn't gonna let him fight in the UFC anymore. So that he kind of forced him to retire. But anyway, shit. Yeah. So that's that. Moving on. Here we go. This is something for you, Clark, and you'll see
Oh,
why.
let's
Look at that shit.
go!
So Clark is a McGregor
let's
fan,
let's fucking go!
and he decided to buy
You
some
know what?
Proper 12. Hey, did you hear the news though? They got Proper 12 Apple.
No, I did not try that.
Yeah.
Oh, that
So
sounds
I haven't
delicious.
tried it yet, but Connor threw that out there the other day and said that
Hey,
now they
I'm a
got
big
Apple.
fan of McGregor. Cheers. Glad to have him
Cheers,
back.
fucker.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, so
Oh, that body's
so
smooth.
McGregor is back. First off, he's gonna be he's gonna be a coach on the Ultimate Fighter versus Michael Chandler. So if you haven't heard,
Hell yeah.
that's what that's about. And here's the thing, though, bad news for the fans. Probably not though. He has not yet. Uh, he has not yet gotten back into the USADA testing pool. So you have to have 6 months of testing before you can compete again if you ever drop out of the USADA testing pool. But here's the thing, Mike E said, I thought he sold that. Oh, the whiskey? He might have, but regardless, it's always going to be his brand and, he still promotes it and everything like that. So, why is Liam Neeson hating on McGregor? That was actually something I was going to bring up during this. Um, but yeah, he hasn't gotten back in the USADA testing pool. So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work because that would mean if he's still not in the testing pool, that means whenever he gets in there, it's 6 months from then. But here's the caveat to all that, right? UFC does whatever the fuck they want, and they pretty much own USADA. USADA works for them. So what they'll do is they'll do what they did with Brock Lesnar for UFC 200, which is they'll give him an exemption. They won't make him. It's usually 6 months of testing, all negative. They have to be all negative tests, and then you get and then you have to do like two other things. I don't remember what it is. Either which way.
I think isn't there's a random in there for sure
Well, yeah, they're all
that they have
random.
to do.
Yeah, they're all random. But you have to be in the pool for 6 months. Oh, and then you have to have at least so you could be in the pool. You saw the testing pool for 6 months and never get tested, and you won't be able to fight until you get at least 2 negative tests. So it has to be those. That's the like criteria, and pretty much it doesn't matter. They're gonna waive it anyway. They're gonna let him fight whenever the fuck he's ready to fight, and it'll be after they
The
coach the Ultimate Fighter. So
the millions that McGregor's gonna bring in,
yeah, that's why they'll let it. They'll
they
let
don't
it
give a
ride.
shit.
Yeah, they don't care.
Dana White's like, fucking give it to me.
Yeah, you saw to get the fuck out of here. That's what he'll say. You don't know who
Exactly.
McGregor is. Just let him fight. But yeah, they'll make up some shit like, oh, he got 2 random tests and blah blah blah. It's full of shit. So anyway, but I think this is gonna be a dope fight. McGregor is gonna fight Chandler. Chandler's been calling for this fight for a while. He had a pretty dope promo in the cage after his last fight. He was screaming on the mic, and I mean, he laid it down pretty good, putting out that challenge to McGregor. So I mean, it took a while, but he got what he wanted. and they got to wait a bit more because they got to, coach the Ultimate Fighter first, which usually takes like 6 weeks. So,
Yeah, honestly, I really hope because McGregor's last fight he got fucked up by Poirier, and
well, the
I
last
mean
one,
honestly,
I mean, he was getting beat anyway, but the last one was when he broke his leg.
you're right, he broke his
Yeah,
leg.
yeah. But the one
Honestly,
before that,
I just want him to come back and just have a win and let it be done and just call it quits. Let's
yeah. So
just
that's
retire on a win.
oh shit, you're saying retire? Okay. He's not gonna
I
do
don't
that.
think he's. I don't think he's after this. I really don't think he's gonna come back. You think he's gonna come back and fight Poirier?
Oh yeah, he's not gonna retire because he talks too much shit. So he's probably thinks he has like maybe 3 or 4 more years under his belt. I guarantee he feels that way. So and the reason why he was out of the USADA testing pool is because he broke his leg, right? But nobody else got
Mm-hmm.
out of the USADA testing pool when they broke legs, like Chris Weidman. He's been tested while he's been pent up in a bed with a broken leg, and he just said this on a podcast the other day, and but yet McGregor dropped out of the USADA testing pool. I wonder why. Because steroids are going to help you heal. And I'm okay with that, except, you know, like, what else are you doing while you're out of the
Right.
testing
I
pool?
know.
And how much is that going to affect him coming back? You know? So, and look how fucking huge he got. He looked like a goddamn gorilla for a little while there.
Dude, he is jacked right
Yeah,
now. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yoked out of his mind. So I mean, he's not as big as he was at his biggest during like the middle of all this, but he was definitely on some juice. So we'll see what happens with that. And the Liam Neeson thing that that Tommy was talking about, Liam Neeson's a fucking jackass. Like I said, I posted this and I said it myself on my post. I said, I'm not the biggest McGregor fan, but Liam Neeson needs to get taken somewhere and kick the shit out of him. Because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's over here
Oh
talking
my
shit
gosh.
about the UFC in general, saying you might as well get in a bar fight and hit each other over the head with beer bottles. It's like, okay, dude. I mean,
I like to see that. I would be
yeah.
okay with that.
I mean,
I pay
I
for a pay
get
per view
it.
like that.
The UFC seems kind of dumb right now with the whole fucking power slap league. Like that shit is fucking stupid. I don't care who likes it and who
Oh
does
my
it. I
gosh.
think
And
it's stupid as
it's like
fuck.
it's like 30 minutes. I can't even watch it to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's so
It's
dumb.
so stupid.
And then like they're doing like the Ultimate Fighter style type shit, and it's like these fools are trying to get into like real fights in the house. I'm all, you guys slap each other. Just fucking slap each other like a bunch of pussies that you are. I mean, they knock each other out, so I gotta give them that. But the thing is I just don't like it. I think it's fucking dumb, and you're pretty much getting
I will
CTE
never
for free. Like, you know what I mean?
I'll never get drunk enough to where you can slap me,
No,
Eric, at any time willingly.
nah,
We're
I'm
never
not.
gonna get there.
I'm not taking that dare because I promise you this: if I try, it would be natural reaction for me to knock you the fuck out if you slap me that hard. If I'm still standing, I'm just saying you're catching five
I
knuckles,
don't
not
want to
five
try. I don't
fingers.
want to try
Yeah, so we're not playing that fucking game.
it.
Anyway, yeah, that's some dumb shit. So Liam Neeson was talking shit about the UFC, saying McGregor was a fucking like just an embarrassment to the Irish people, and saying that he's a disgrace and all this other shit. Liam Neeson's just an old guy who's got to stick up his ass and can't make any
Just
more
stick to
Taken
acting.
movies. So yeah,
Yeah, you get paid enough. Let these guys fight. Stick to acting.
I don't know what his
Let these
problem
guys
is.
who really fight.
Yeah, so with a name like Liam Neeson, he's from that region. So apparently he's trying to talk for the whole country. I've heard a lot of shit though about people saying that they don't like McGregor in Ireland, but you know, everybody's got haters when they got that much money, and he flaunts the fuck out of it. So you're gonna have haters when it comes to that, regardless
I
if
mean,
they're the same
he does flaunt
nationality.
he does flaunt the fuck out of it. But what do you see when he goes in a fight at UFC in Las Vegas? They're throwing the Irish flag everywhere.
Everywhere. Yep.
You would have thought it's a damn Notre Dame, game,
True.
basketball game, football
Yeah.
game. No, they don't care. They love it.
Yep. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We'll see when the beginning of the Ultimate Fighter is, and I'm sure they're gonna start filming soon if they haven't already. And yeah, I'll be looking forward to all that. And then
Yeah, I'm
last bit
definitely
of
excited.
news here. It's not necessarily MMA, but it's MMA adjacent because there's a bunch of MMA fighters included in the Game Bred Boxing, which Game Bred is Jorge Masvidal that you were talking about earlier. He
Mhm.
has his own organization where they do bare knuckle MMA, they do bare knuckle boxing, and they have regular traditional boxing. So they're having a traditional boxing match with Roy Jones Jr. versus Showtime Pettis. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I don't know Showtime to be a real technical fucking boxer, but he's got really good striking. But when he can't use his elbows or his legs or his knees, like that's a little bit different. He's got that Showtime kick that he's famous for and just dynamic striking all around, but none of that is only boxing. So I know he has really good boxing coaches, but how much boxing has he really done? I hope he's taking it seriously because Roy Jones Jr. didn't look that great against Mike Tyson, but that last time they fought. But then again, I think they had some kind of compromises to where they weren't really trying for the knockout on each other. So just because he's older
We'll
doesn't
just
mean he can't punch hard.
yeah, we'll just have to see. You know what I mean? I mean, when we're really not, in the TV spotlight, what are they really doing? How much are they really training? I mean, some of these guys, it's like their addiction. They have to go out and train. So we could probably see a lot of good stuff.
He's gonna jump off the ropes. Yeah, he fucking might try to. He's gonna do some WWE shit and go like bouncing back and forth and try to do some Superman punch. That shit would be funny. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what happens. I mean, this is kind of a weird fight, but at the same time, I'm interested. It's no power slap shit. So, and it's not celebrity boxing like fucking some of this other stuff that's been happening. This is actually a legit like professional boxing match. So it's gonna go on their pro record and everything. So it's legit, and it sounds like Masvidal's actually paying these guys pretty well. So, other fights on this card, channel his inner macho man. Yeah, for sure. Fucking Magics. Other fights on
What
this
up,
card,
Magic?
Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stevens. This, I'm like, holy shit, because
That's that's really interesting.
yeah, Jeremy Stevens hits like a fucking truck, right? And that's his thing is throwing big, fucking powerful punches. But Jose Aldo is one of those technical strikers that, and he uses his legs a lot. So I like how good is he gonna be in boxing? I don't know. I mean, I have faith in him because he is one of those guys that he focuses on what he needs to focus on and he gets it done. At the tail end
Yeah,
of his MMA career, he didn't do so
although
great.
definitely has definitely good footwork, but
Yeah.
as you can see in Stevens, I don't want to look that guy straight in the eye and
Ooh.
get a punch by him. Oh my god,
Although
hell no.
Stevens was on the other end of that famous McGregor quote, "Who the fuck is that guy?" That's who McGregor was talking to, Jeremy Stevens.
Right?
It's hilarious. Anyway,
I mean,
there's
both are good fighters, so we should see something decent come out of it. I would
yeah,
like to see it end in a knockout.
I'm curious to see what both these guys do in boxing for sure. So then we got another couple MMA fighters here: Vitor Belfort versus Jacare Souza. So
Damn, that's a good fight right
yeah,
there.
I mean, Jacare's more of a grappler, like jujitsu guy. So he's not really known for his striking as much, but when it comes to boxing, it's a little different. If he focuses a little more, he definitely has a striking there. He's just not one of those real big power punchers, and he's just not known for striking. So, I mean, he's had some knockouts and shit like that in the UFC, and he got knocked out pretty bad in his last couple fights. But Vitor, I'm sure, I don't know if they're going to be testing for this one, but Vitor's probably going to be juiced up. I'm sure he has been for a while, ever since he got out of the UFC. So this one could be a massacre in favor of Vitor Belfort. We'll just see which Vitor shows up and if Jacare really puts in the training. Um, yeah, I'm not.
We'll just have to one of those things. We'll just have to watch the fights and hopefully, just hope for the knockout.
Yeah, yeah,
Honestly, in
it's
that
like
fight, I'm gonna go for. I think Belfort's gonna take that one, but we'll
yeah.
see.
I think so too, but shit, you never know. Jacare might pull something out of his ass. And then we got a pretty good female fight. So we got Pearl Gonzalez versus Gina Mazzani, and they both fought in the UFC before. So it's just like a card of ex UFC fighters, pretty much.
Mhm.
Anthony Pettis is still active in the PFL, but they're allowing him to come over and fight uh for Game Bread. So that's pretty cool. I thought Gina Mazzani was still in the UFC, but maybe not. And then everyone else is gone. They've either retired or moved on to a different organization. So anyway, that's just some random boxing that's going to be happening on April 1st. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how that works out. This might be
It
something
kind of
that
sucks because
happens.
if you think of it, like UFC really makes the fighters famous, and then they're gonna go somewhere else and make a ton more money.
Yeah,
Honestly, that's just how it's going.
pretty much.
Dana White needs to figure out what he's gonna do with paying these guys. I know he makes a lot of money, at the gate in his pay per view sales,
Yeah.
but honestly, these fighters are gonna make more money when they leave the UFC. So let's get their name out, and then they're like, "I'm gonna go cash in my name."
Yeah. And they're always banking off the fact that people might know them from the UFC. So yeah, that's about it for the MMA news slash boxing news because that was all about boxing, but with a bunch of MMA fighters, except for one real boxer in there, or one career boxer, which is Roy Jones Jr. Um, but yeah, we'll move on to UFC 284. We got two title
Now,
fights.
let's
Uh,
go. This is what I'm talking about right here.
Yeah, we got Volkanovski trying to become a champ. So he's currently the featherweight champion, going up against Islam Makhachev, who is the new lightweight champion. And yeah, they're fighting for the lightweight belt. So while Volkanovski is, caught up trying to get a second belt, there's gonna be an interim title fight with Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. So that'll be happening on this card as well. Two title fights. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's always exciting, especially when one of the titles is gonna determine. Oh, also pound for pound rankings. Volkanovski is pound for pound number one fighter in the world right now, and Islam I think was at like number 4 or 6 on the pound for pound list. I mean, he's a new champ and everything, and he's been pretty. What do you
I
call
mean,
it?
he's got Habib in his corner too, so you
Not
can't.
anymore. Not
He's
anymore.
no
Khabib
what?
retired. Yeah, he retired from coaching.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh! See, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, that might make a difference.
that's actually one of the factors in this, whether or not he's going to be affected by that. It's not like he
Ah,
had Khabib in his corner for like his entire career, but he's always like trained with him and stuff, and always had him kind of as a mentor. So for him not to be involved in his training camp and everything like that, it might have an effect on him. So we'll see.
this is a big fight. I would have thought at least one more fight. At least one more.
Ooh, David says Islam is gonna walk through Volk.
Oh, I
Hey,
like that. I like that,
I,
David. I'm
I,
with you.
I don't. I'm honestly torn because I feel like Volkanovski is one of those fucking little tanks that just doesn't let anybody, like, he doesn't give up, and he has the strength and the will to like power through shit like he did, which I'll bring that up in a few, like he did against Brian Ortega with that nasty guillotine. But Islam's a beast, and he fucking has power, and he has that Dagestani grappling. Holy shit. It's gonna be tough.
This is going to be a great weekend of fighting. I'm totally excited for it.
And even though so the rest of the main card is pretty decent, but it's not like showstopper material, but it's pretty decent. And then, the prelims, there's nothing too big happening in the prelims. So overall, grade for the card, I would say is probably about a C plus B minus. You
I
know,
mean, and honestly, this is one of the cards too. I wanted to point out too is that we got a lightweight fight, a featherweight, a welterweight, a heavyweight, and a light heavyweight. I mean, it's not just all a bunch of people within 2 or 3 weight classes. We
right.
got a spread this time,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that's going to be nice.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. We're gonna go from the bottom to the top on the main card. So we'll start at the bottom with
Let's
Jimmy
get it.
Crute and Alonzo Menafield. And then as I go through these here, I'm not gonna have extra things going on except for the two title fights. So as we show this screen, any betting insights. Good call, David. That's exactly what I'm about to talk about. Is yeah, Clark's gonna give us his thoughts on the bets. And
Heck
as we
yeah.
go through these, and then I will pop a couple things up as
I'm
you
gonna
do
make.
that.
I'm actually gonna make a bet right here live, so we will
Oh shit!
see
Here
what
we go.
happens this weekend.
Okay. Well, starting with this fight. Oh shit! You know what? Oh my god, that is the wrong. That's the wrong picture.
I
That's
just
super
noticed that.
annoying. Yeah, I
I was
was
like, you
like,
got
wait
the
a
wrong
minute.
white
That
guy.
is. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that is the wrong picture. There we go. It's okay. I can fix this right now. It's not a big deal. While we're doing that, tell us what you think
Perfect.
about this fight.
So right now, we got Jimmy Crew at 12-3, and we got Alonzo Menafield at 13-3. Honestly, I'm looking at their fight history. You know, Crew has, a couple wins on the ground, submissions. He's about 50-50 with his TKOs or KOs, and then he's got a couple with submissions. So he's an all-around fighter. He did lose back in 2000, let's see, 21 against Anthony Smith. He got knocked out in the first round, right at the last second. So I mean, it should be a good fight. But then you got Menafield. Menafield has been a beast. 1, 2, 3, 4 knockouts. He lost to Ovens back in 2020, but I mean, since then he's been coming back. He does lead. The only thing I don't like about Menafield is he's been letting it go to decisions. That is gonna hurt him in this fight. I don't think that he should take Jimmy Groot by any chance. Either you're gonna finish the fight or you're gonna get in trouble, because if he lets it go to a knockout or a decision, I think Jimmy's gonna take it.
Just to interject real quick to answer Chris's question, my brother-in-law. Yes, that is the Detroit Riverfront, right? So, yeah,
Yes,
right on
sir.
the dot. He got that one. He's a Detroit Red Wings fan, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. They're sucking right
So,
now, but
yeah. So, who are you going with on this fight?
so for this one, I'm going with Menafield.
Straight up for the win, correct? No props.
Yeah, I think straight up.
All right, there we go. Money line bet, straight up. Alonzo Menafield for the win. That's Clark's bet. So do what you will. Take his advice. Put it in a parlay.
Let's recap. The last time UFC was up, I went 5-0. I called all 5 fights, and
Ooh, big
I'm
flex
trying
on
to make it
Clark.
double. I
He's like,
called all
hey,
5 fights, so
I won money, so you can win too.
yeah. I mean, if you want to be in it, I mean, it's worth it.
Hell yeah.
You
Hey,
might get a good payout too.
fix your mic. It keeps cutting out.
Oh, okay. Let me
Just move. I think you just need to move it because it seems like every time you move, no, move it up. Where'd you go? Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think we're good. Say something.
Say something.
Okay, there you go. It got a little choppy there for a second, so I was just trying to make sure everything's good. David's telling me to stop lying. Hey, I will say though, if you're talking about how much he won, I can back him up on that. He called all those fights. He was on the chat telling us what's up with it every time. So,
Pops, way to go, CO.
always with the CEO. That's funny.
Always.
All right, moving on. Next fight, we got Justin Tafa versus Parker Porter, which hilarious, by the way. I gotta say, Parker Porter, like, I feel bad for that dude. Like, that's a fucked up name. I don't know. It just sounds weird. It's kind of funny, Parker Porter. There was people making fun of that shit
for sure.
on a podcast the other day. I was laughing my ass off. But yeah, what do you got here? Who are you going for?
Oh man! So
what are you
for
betting
this
on?
one right here, you know what? Real quick, Menafield is the underdog for that fight, anyways.
So
Oh yeah,
yeah. What are the odds?
It's gonna make sure.
I meant to ask you about the odds on that one.
So they have Jimmy Crew at -200, and then they have Alonzo Menafield at +154.
Hey, if you're gonna be the fucking better, you better talk like the better. It's -5, minus whatever, not negative.
Hey, look, they're favored. We know who's favored. Jimmy Crute is favored. You know, you ain't gonna get more money from these guys. So Menifeld, I'm definitely going with Menifeld. On this one right here, I love Justin Toffa. This guy is a beast. Honestly, Parker Porter, he looks like the hillbilly out of South Six. So I'm like, let's not go with that guy.
Yeah, this is but the only problem is I think Tafa's coming off like a 2-fight losing streak or 3-fight losing streak. And Parker Porter kind of has been back and forth like win loss, I think, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. It's going to be maybe Parker has like 2 wins in a row. What is it? Are you looking at it right now?
I'm trying to pull it up, and it's not showing me anything about his last fights. With his
I was
record, let me
looking at
see
this
here.
earlier here. I'll pull it up right now. I had this pulled up
So he's
before.
got he's got a loss, win loss.
Okay. I
So
knew it was
he's
something
had
like
three
that.
wins in a row, but the last fight he had, he lost, and it was through a rear naked choke. He got submitted in the first round.
Yeah, Jelton Almeida. Well, who he is a beast. So I mean, these other guys, Chase Sherman, he beat Chase Sherman, and that's a good win for him. These other two dudes, he lost to Chris Dawkins. That's a big loss. I mean, that's a big fight for him. So, he's just kind of like he's got 3 wins in a row and then a loss. Before that he had a loss and then 2 wins. So yeah, I mean, you don't know you're gonna get with Parker Porter. It depends on who he's fighting and what he's doing. But Justin Taffa. I saw Jimmy Crute's name. Justin Taffa.
Top
Uh,
and Tafa's last 2 fights that he lost went to decision. So honestly, he goes every round. I mean, we should have a really good fight.
yeah, and I mean he did. I lied. He did win his last fight. He had 2 losses in a row before that, but he did win against Harry Huntsucker, which not. I mean that dude's not a pushover, and he beat him by KO with a head kick. So yeah. So who you got in this fight?
On this one, I'm going for Justin Tafa, and he's favored by 128. Parker's plus 100 on that one.
And you're going straight up money line, right?
I'm going straight up on the money line on that one. Yep.
Okay. Right on. There you go. Pick number 2, Justin Taffa with straight up win for Clark. No props. Yeah, and he is the favorite? No. What did you say? Did he say he's the favorite?
Yeah, he is favored. Tafa is favored by 128.
Got you. Okay. All right, moving on. This one, okay, hold on. I'm gonna do this again because apparently my stuff wants to act dumb on me now. I tested all this too beforehand, and that's what annoys me. Because I tested all of it, and all of it seemed good, and then all of a sudden it's acting stupid. So here we go.
Technology will never keep up with us.
It won't. I mean, it's just like there's always something. Oh shit! And then I forgot to turn that off. Here we go. All right, next fight: Jack Della versus Randy Brown. Which it's actually Della Maddalena, but I didn't want to write all that out, and it's too much to fucking say. And I think Jack Della sounds fucking cool compared to Della Maddalena. It's like, come on, man. We don't need to fucking talk about your 15 names, bro. Jack Della sounds cool. Keep that your fucking fight name.
Take fucking notes. Take fucking notes. Just keep your fucking name. Get rid of that other shit.
Oh shit. All right. Yeah, so what do you got on this one?
This is going to be a good fight. On this one, I'm taking the underdog on this one. I'm going to go Randy Brown by decision.
Rude boy.
And honestly, I'm on the only reason why I made this decision is because Randy Brown has had some really good fights, and he likes to at least try to finish it off. I was watching a couple YouTube videos on his striking, so it's pretty decent. So we should see something good come out of this. I'm excited on this one just because he's really not favored at all. He's a huge underdog, but I like a good underdog story. So let's go for it.
Yeah, and I mean, when it comes down to it, it's not a bad bet considering his last fights. He's got 4 wins in a row. So I mean, it's not a bad bet. Jack Della though is a badass, and he's kind of been on the come up. There's been a lot of people making a lot out of his name, pretty much. So that's the only thing. That's why he's favored. He's kind of a popular guy right now. He is undefeated in the UFC at the moment. So that's kind of why everyone's
How
giving
many
him
fights has he had in the UFC?
he's only had three official UFC fights, but he came from Dana White's Contender Series, which he won that as well. So, I mean, he's 3-0 in the UFC, but he started off in the Contender Series, and that's why people are making a big deal because, I mean, he was pretty impressive when it came. The fight went to decision, but he was impressive when it came to his skills and how he looked in that fight. And then he came back and has 3 TKO wins in a row. So, he's exciting. That's what people like. They like to see the finish. They like to see a TKO or a KO or an exciting submission. So, when it comes down to it, you come out of something like the Contender Series that gets a lot of viewers. Yeah, you're going to be pretty popular.
Honestly, too, I'm excited just to see the weigh-ins to see how these two look at each other. Um, Randy Brown has come in looking like he's unhealthy at some of his fights, so we should see something special. I think I'm really excited about this fight. So I'm really putting some money in on this one and going for Randy Brown. So we should see. I'm just I'm hoping for the good underdog story here.
And what was the numbers again on this as far as how much of
He's
an underdog?
Randy Brown is underdog by 255, and then Jack Della is favored for 350.
Ooh, damn. Yeah, so you can make some money on this
Mm-hmm.
one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a pretty big favorite. Yeah, shit. This is one that I would throw in a parlay with something else that sounds good and make some real cash.
Oh, I
But
mean,
that's just
who knows? We may throw in the Chiefs just at the kicker.
why
5
you
wins
always
and let's
why
just
you
go
always trying
Chiefs.
to do why you always trying to do cross parlays? Like that's just way too fucking risky.
Hey, you gotta. Hey, it could be. Honestly, this is the second one, so it could
You know
be.
what? That that's what Mike D did though that night that we were doing bets live during the fights. And I mean, he could have won some real
That
bank.
was the most retarded bet ever, though,
Yeah,
because he
but
went so all in. Oh my gosh.
the amount
It
of
was
money he could have
$10, but
made.
he chose the spreads.
No, it
He
was like
chose
50.
the money lines.
Yeah. It was like
Ugh.
$50 he threw in. And he could have won like what, over 10 grand or some shit. So
If it would have
if
hit,
it would
yeah,
have hit,
if it
but
would have
but
hit.
yeah, that's a like multiple sport, multiple day fucking bet, and I mean, man, that's tough. Like I can't make those kind of bets. It's bad enough the last time I made a bet, I threw a parlay out there and it got busted within 20 minutes. I'm not good at betting.
I tried to help you.
I'm not good at betting. That's why I got fucking Clark here talking about bets because I suck at betting. Hold on 1 second. What did I do here? Oh, there we go. I got shit going nuts on my stream deck. Anyway, okay, moving on. Let's go with the first title fight of the night. It's gonna be Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. I'm pretty fucking excited about this fight because Yair comes out like a fucking maniac all the time, and Josh Emmett just likes to fucking stand and bang, swing big heavy punches at people, and fucking do what he has to try to get that knockout. But he gets hit a lot. He takes a lot of punishment, but he's always the hardest to finish. So I don't know. This could be a very exciting fight, or it could be just a very short fight. I'm not sure. So. But being that it's for a belt, you never know who's going to come out and try to play the safe, play the safe game and do some kind of strategical thing to try to get themselves to win by decision and just point fight, really. But
Well,
we'll
going
see.
back to Masvidal's fight, did you know Jeremy Stephens knocked him out?
Stevens.
Josh Emmett? Oh, Stevens, yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Stevens knocked him out.
Knocked him out. Oh my gosh. So Emmett could take a punch. Most of his fights will go to decision. So I mean, it should be a good fight. I think he's going to take it. Honestly, there's a difference of size and experience. I would like to see Rodriguez do good on this one, but who knows? This one's a toss up. I'm going to go with Josh Emmett on this one.
Josh
And
Emmett.
he's the underdog. for
Underdog.
150.
And what are you betting
Mhm.
on? Straight up money line, decision, submission, KO?
For this one, I'm gonna put that it goes to decision because most Josh Emmett's, anytime he's getting in a fight, when it goes 5 rounds, 3 rounds, he's not getting taken out. It's gonna go to decision. If it goes to decision, he's definitely got it.
Yeah. And I mean, don't be put off by the fact that it might go all 5 rounds because, you know, we're talking five rounds of a war because that's what kind of fights Josh Emmett is always involved in. And Yair Rodriguez is no stranger to, just getting out there and, you know, going for the beatdown himself. So looks like Emmett has 4 nipples. No, you're right, Christo. You're right. He does look that way. Hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh man. But yeah, so I mean, here's a bit of some of Emmett's big knockouts, man. That's against damn it, I just had his name in my head. But that's just a nasty left hook. Wow.
Isn't
Right
that
in the
Ricardo
chin.
Lamas?
Ricardo Lamas. Thank you. Yes. Yes, I blanked out on. I knew who it was as soon as I saw him, and then I blanked on his name. But yeah, that's a nasty knockout there. It's just a bit of what Emmett does. I mean, here's some more. This is a nasty knockout as well against oh my god. Why do I keep forgetting people's names the second I see them?
This is Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson, thank you. Yes.
I
I
got
had
your
it.
back, bro.
I had it. I had it. But I'm going off the dome too, so and my dome's not very good. So yeah, Josh Emmett has these, one punch knockouts that he can do. Like Clark said, he does go to decision a lot, but it's always a war because he's always trying to get those heavy shots in to get that TKO or KO. But he is an exciting fighter. He did get his face broken one time and he was out for quite a while. I think it was either his orbital. I think it was his orbital and it just
This
kind
is
of,
orbital socket.
yeah, it shattered and he had all kinds of complications from that. So he was out for quite a while. So it's good to see him back and he's, all of a sudden in this title fight. So yeah, I mean, it's good to see him back. I'm not sure if he can take Yair into deep waters and beat him because Yair has, I feel like, more of the experience and he does a
The
lot of.
only
Go ahead.
the only thing I really think is gonna hurt him, Emmett, in this fight is that he's had one fight every year since COVID hit. In 2020, he had one fight. 2020, one fight. 21, one fight. 2022. Rodriguez here, on the other hand, has had multiple fights coming up. Even though if they didn't come up, they got canceled. But he's been trying to fight the entire time. So that does show a little bit for Rodriguez that he's been a go-getter. But he did. The only difference here, and this could be a deciding factor, is Yair Rodriguez did go to decision with Jeremy Stevens. So that does make a little bit of a difference. I am kind of scared. And they were supposed to have a rematch, or it was a rematch because their original fight was a draw.
Yeah.
So they had a draw, and then they had a fight, and it went to decision.
Well, the draw
could be.
The draw is because of an eye poke, so that's why they went ahead and did
Right.
it again. But yeah, and then Yair Rodriguez's last win was against Brian Ortega, which is, I mean, that's no easy feat. Brian Ortega's a badass on the ground, and he can also take a lot
And
of
it was in the
punishment.
first round.
Yeah.
First round.
Well, but it was a shoulder injury by Ortega, so unfortunately, that's one of the things that happen. I know.
A win's a win when it comes to betting. A win's a win.
Yeah. Just about the fucking money. Is that a tooth flying? Yes, it is, Christo. It definitely is a tooth flying. Yeah. It's either a tooth or spit, but if I remember correctly, I think that is a tooth. So anyway, so here's a bit of here's a bit of Yair Rodriguez. That's against Andre Feely right there with that flying.
He's a flexible motherfucker too.
Dude, he is. He's crazy. He always does this crazy shit. That's like a flying switch kick type shit in the air with the straight knockout, man. Like that's nasty as shit. I wouldn't want to get kicked like that, but he's got those long arms and legs, man. So he can always do something crazy with them. Kind of like one of his craziest knockouts ever. That up back elbow. Watch this. Bam. He ducks under and he gets that elbow coming up against the I think that's Korean Zombie. But yeah, that was just a nasty knockout. I watched this one live and I had no idea what the fuck happened. I just saw a zombie drop to the ground, and I'm like, "What the fuck just happened?" I thought it was an uppercut, and then they showed the slow-mo from this angle and showed that up elbow is insane. So,
And
it
Rodriguez does have that 1 inch reach on Emmett, so
yeah, Emmett's kinda like
this
that
could be
short,
interesting.
kind of a stocky dude, and Yair's like that real lengthy guy with the long limbs, so yeah, I don't know, this could be interesting, it is 5 rounds. I'm not sure how many times Josh Emmett has gone 5 rounds, but I know Yair has done it a few times. He's had a few main events. So, this could be a damn good and interesting fight, and, I'm definitely excited for this one, especially that it's for a title, even though it's an interim. So, now we'll move on to the main event. We got Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski for the lightweight title fight. And Volk is going, like I said earlier, to be
Let's
a double champ.
go.
Yeah, this
I
one.
think this is going to be a war. Like honestly, if I have to think about it, a war like this, I'm thinking like a Saint Pierre fight when he was just fighting back to back for his title. He just kept going and kept going. I think this is going to be the same thing. It's going to be a great fight. I'm torn. I'm really torn on this one.
I am too, because I know that Islam has that crazy grappling. And the thing is, though, Volkanovski is one of these kind of smaller, stockier guys. I mean, he's pretty short. He doesn't have very long limbs. And he's one of those guys that can just kind of like turtle up and get himself out of almost anything. So
On this fight, who isn't there a weight class difference too? Isn't
no, no,
Volkanovski
no.
going up or
Well,
down?
yeah, Volk is going up. They're fighting at
Yeah,
155, but yeah, Volkanovski
that's what I
usually
thought.
fights. But here's the thing: Volkanovski used to be a rugby player, like professionally, and he used to weigh like 214 pounds. And now
Oh fuck!
now he's the 145-pound champ in the UFC.
Uh,
So yeah, that's he's no stranger to being a little big. So putting on some weight for
and
him is probably a good thing.
and the best thing is when you're not cutting weight um, from past experiences, you definitely feel a lot better. You have a lot more mobility. You have a lot more energy. This could be a deciding factor in this fight. Volkanovski, if you give him too much energy, I mean, he could be a tank the entire fight because he's not cutting weight.
Right.
That makes a huge difference. You're not cutting weight. You're not putting your body through that stress. This
Yeah.
could be dangerous.
Yeah, the thing is he's not used to fighting bigger guys like Makachev, and that's a whole different kind of way of fighting when it comes to the bigger guy that likes to lay on you and hold you down and put all his weight on you and has that kind of strength. Makachev kind of has a little bit of everything. His grappling is superior, of course, because that's what those Dagestani guys are all about. They get on top of you, they suffocate you, they punish you, and they've got power in their hands, they got power in their legs, but they're usually just grinding it out and beating you down on the ground while they hold you up against the cage or on the mat. So that's the kind of style you get with Makachev, but he does show a bit more of striking than like Khabib ever did. Khabib, it took him a while before he got to the point where he was knocking fools on the ground or knocking them down like he did to McGregor. Um, but it seems like Makachev is kind of evolved a little more when it comes to the striking, and he incorporates it a little better than like Khabib did.
So this could be a really really big factor. If I do, I'm going for Islam on this one. He's favored right now. But if I'm choosing the way it's going to go out, I think he's definitely going to get the knockout on
Oh
Volkanovski.
shit.
I'm going with that. So if I go with the knockout, that's plus 500 underdog. This total bet will come to for $10. Let's just say $10. I could win 2,100 or $2,418.
And that's if you parlay the entire main card.
That's the entire main card right now on this
Ooh.
fight.
All right.
And I really like this fight. I think he could go the distance, but honestly, if I go to just picking him money line, I'm winning $500 compared to 2,000.
And
I really like his odds of knocking him out. I think he has good striking. this could
Ooh.
go exactly how I want it.
Oh man, I feel like
That's a
I
ten
don't know.
dollar. That's a $10 bet. Okay, that's not
Yeah,
nothing crazy. I'm not.
right.
I could deal with $10 and winning 2,000. Okay, now $100, I might think about it a little bit more, but 10, I like the options here.
Yeah. No, I mean, Islam by KO, that's not out of the realm of possibilities. It's just Volkanovski isn't one to get dropped, much less KO'd. So that's the only thing that worries me a little bit. But like I said, it's a different element going up a weight class and fighting a guy like Makachev, you know? I put my
Yeah,
money
and
on
I want to go. If I go
Tommy.
to if I go to his, I put my money out pretty.
That's funny.
If I look at his past fights too, he really hasn't fought a lot of different faces. Volkanovski, so he's not fought a lot of like big names. But you have Islam coming in. He's taken out some good people, and this could honestly be a great fight for him. But he's had that spew with Oliveira, so I'm going. I think I feel pretty confident in this knockout.
Well,
We'll see.
the way that he beat Oliveira was he dropped him with a punch and then got on top of him and submitted him. So I mean, he beat Bobby Green by punches, Dan Hooker by submission. So he kind of mixes it up a lot. There's a lot of submissions. But Makachev is, man, he only has like one loss in the UFC. And he's been, let's see, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's on an 11 fight win streak right now, including beating the former champ to get the belt. So yeah. And
I think
there's
I think
only
this
a
is going to
couple
be a great
decisions.
option.
Oof.
Yeah, this is going to be a great option. I
I got to
think
tell you
honestly,
though,
I
go ahead.
go ahead, tell me. No,
Uh,
I no, you got to tell me, tell me.
I got to tell you this. This is more of the way I see it going. Submission by Islam. And that's only and I just made this decision right now because I you know what, if I go with my, I guess, not to sound corny, but if I go with my heart instead of my head, I want to say I want Volkanovski to win. But if I think about it, I feel like Islam's gonna probably get the best of him when it comes to the striking, but he's not gonna finish him. I think he's gonna beat him up and then he's gonna take him down and submit him because after beating him up, he's gonna punish him on the ground. He's gonna get him into some kind of bad position and he's gonna get a submission. That's just what I think. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, let's think of it this way. This could pay out if I do $40. And this is how I really think about all my bets. So if I have Menafield, Tafa, Brown, and Emmett going the distance and just winning straight up, if you take $10 or $40 and do four bets, you do a submission for Islam, you're guaranteed $1,000. That's five bets, right?
Damn.
If you do another 10 for him to knock out, that's $2,418. Now, if I do $10 the other way, if I put for Volkanovski to win by KO, that's $3,800. That
Oof.
$10 got me right now. That's a lot.
Damn.
I mean, for a
Talk about
$10
hedging.
bet, you pay $40 for gas, right? Maybe a week, 2 weeks, depending on how much you drive, and then submission. Honestly, Volkanovski does not do grappling. He does not do submissions. So that one's even like crazier. That one you can win $9,000 on $10 only
Holy
because
shit.
he doesn't go to submissions. Yeah, so you could do four bets. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna go to decision. I don't think it's gonna go to points. But if you do those three bets, whether it's gonna be a knockout or submission, either way, you're guaranteed a couple thousand. At least
Yeah.
the lowest $1,000, and that's five fights.
David says
$40.
Islam sub second round. Now, I agree with you
Oh
on everything but the
gosh.
round. I think it's going to take him more than that. I'm going to say at least a third or the fourth round submission. I would, if I had to put money on it, I would say third round sub because I don't
If you
think
say
Volk.
if you say third round sub, that one's gonna give us $5,250. The big five
Woo,
two zero.
man,
Oh my
you're gonna
god.
have to send me these, and I might have to actually put some money on a couple of them. But
Yeah,
hey,
I know. Honestly,
here's something to think about. Volkanovski is undefeated in the UFC. Now, granted, that's in a different weight class, but he is undefeated in the UFC. So, and
that I mean,
most of his wins are by TKO or decision.
I just want to say he hasn't fought. I don't think he's fought none one that's this decent.
Ah,
They're equal. Their records are equal. Look at them.
Max
I mean,
Max
23 and 1,
Holloway
25 and 1.
Max Holloway is, I mean, that's their overall MMA record, right? So in the if you look at the
Yeah.
UFC fights, Volkanovski is, so for $10 you could exactly Magics.
$10 make you holla.
All right, so let's see some examples here, because like, okay, so here's, hold on, here is something that we have to worry about when it comes to this. This is Volkanovski in trouble with Brian Ortega. He got put in a really deep guillotine, right? Or yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at him. He's kicking his legs and he did not get submitted though. And Brian Ortega is a really high level jiu-jitsu guy. So for him to be able to get out of this was pretty insane. But he does get out and he actually winds up turning it around and winding up on top of Brian Ortega, which, he did. Brian Ortega got beat to a pulp in this fight. Like, I can't believe they didn't stop it. It was kind of insane how much he got beaten. Um, but yeah, it went to decision. I mean, a lot of people were worried about Ortega after this fight and whether or not he should continue to fight, getting beat up as bad as he did in this fight. But
But he kept
Volkanovski,
going, even though he wasn't like terrible. Even though we're watching, the gifts. I mean, he kept going through the fight. I mean,
oh
if
yeah,
you watched him, there were some exciting parts, and you were like, "Oh, he finally got him!" Like right there when he takes his back. That's just good wrestling, honestly. From Volkanovski's stance, he knew he goes, "All right, this is what I got to do. Get up. Let me get the advantage here."
regardless of how much Ortega got beat up, he gave Volk a pretty good fight. And he just couldn't come up with that win, and he couldn't do anything about all those punches. So but yeah, this is, I mean, Volkanovski did this to the Korean Zombie too. Uh he pretty much put him out on his feet. That's the end of all the damage that he did to Zombie at that point. And, Herb Dean had to call it even though he was still standing because it was just such a beatdown. And that's kind of what Volk does. But Islam's not the one to kind of get beat up like that. His first fight that he got finished in was the only fight that anybody's really taken advantage of the striking and gotten to him. So that is something to think about, and that's why I'm so excited about this fight because I feel like it's a really good matchup, and it's really hard to know which way it's gonna go.
I know, and it sucks too when you see a fighter like that still standing. He's like, "I'm trying my best. I don't want to give up." And you're just like, he calls it. You're just like, "Fuck, thank God." But then you're like, "Oh, he wants to keep going." And mentally, I mean, it's tough for a fighter. I mean, you never want to just get knocked out, but Jesus,
Yeah,
look at he's just wobbling there. You're just like, "Oh,
yeah,
come
it
on,
was
man."
bad. It was bad. Then we got Islam doing what he does best, and I mean, look at this. He just wraps his leg and takes him down. Easy little, you know, leg sweep there, and this is Drew Dober. Drew Dober is no pushover. He's a pretty damn good fighter, and it's not pretty usual for him to get thrown around like this, and Islam just makes it look easy. And then when he gets you down like that, he takes you, puts you in a bad position, and he's either beats you up on the ground or he gets you into a submission just like this. This is him winning the belt. This is his last fight against Charles Oliveira. Oliveira is usually the one submitting people because he is a pretty good, a jujitsu guy, and he's usually the one getting the submissions. But Islam tapped him out and tapped him out quick, and that's a lot of people are saying that's just shows the strength that he has. He put him in this. I believe that's like a anaconda choke or a darce.
Hmm.
Either which way, I mean, the squeeze was so tight he tapped out fast. Like he was like, "Nah, I'm done." And he did get beat up a little bit before this, so you know.
But honestly, too, with his fighting, the one thing I really like is he's a technical fighter. He's taking his time. He's not rushing it. Honestly, he knows what he has, and he can. With the wrestlers, when you're going in the move, there's sometimes where you practice when you're closing your eyes, trying to just feel the body and just the the positions you're getting in. You could tell right here, he just took his time.
Yep,
That's all he had. He knew what he had. He said, "Just take my time," and you
definitely.
know, this is the outcome.
And here's a little bit of an example of his punches. He drops people. He seems to get those leaning punches a lot. Like I watched a lot of highlights of him, and all of his big punches are him leaning forward that way. And he could get caught with a kick, or if that left jab would have hit him correctly, with some power behind it, that would have been bad for Islam. But he always seems to get there faster. So
The one thing I like a lot about Islam too is that when he's fighting, you can tell or see like he goes to defend the kick. He's not just throwing a punch; he's predicting what could happen, even though he's not worried about the striking part. He's like he puts his arm kind of in the way, goes,
yep,
"All right, you're going to try to kick me. At least I'm going to defend it at least 25-30%, depending on what it is, because your legs are way stronger than your arms. So
yeah.
you could tell that he knows what's coming. He knows what he's putting himself into, but he takes it. It's
And
just he takes it. He's a beast.
that was actually something I was gonna say. If you notice, he puts his arm down because he feels that he kind of sees that kick coming up, so he's constantly ready for a takedown. That's his thing. He knows that's his strength. So even if he would have missed that punch and his opponent would have gotten that kick on him, he would have grabbed that kick and used it as leverage to take him down. So yeah, this is tough, man. I'm excited for this fight. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but I might have to put some money on some of these bets and see if I don't jinx it for Clark.
I'm calling it. I'm just calling it right now. Regardless, if you want to take the safe bet and do money line, if you do money line, you're guaranteed at least. Let me go here, click it. Uh, get out of here. Submission bet. Let me take that off. All right. If you take straight up fights, $10, you're looking at a nice, $500. That's not bad.
Not at all,
ten
especially
dollars.
for a $10 bet. I'll take it.
Yeah,
But
it's an easy bet.
and yeah, and that's if you bet. Who do you have for the last fight on that one? Islam money line.
So I have Islam on that one, yeah.
Okay,
And Volkanovski is the underdog. So if you like Volkanovski, you take him. You could definitely up that up and get 1,000 for the $10.
damn.
Still
Yeah,
not bad.
not at all. Yeah, so that's about it. That wraps that up. Um, yeah, that was pretty good, man. We're at about an hour and a half, so we had a lot to talk about. I
I
wasn't even
thought we were
sure.
still going. We forgot to talk about Derek Lewis. You forgot about your boy.
Oh shit, man, Derek Lewis. That was sad. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know what happened, man.
I
Spivak
feel
just
bad for this guy. I feel bad for this guy.
and that's
I
like
want him
his
to win.
that's like his. I think he's like 1-4 in his last 5 fights or some shit like that. That's horrible. That is horrible. But
Oh, I feel so bad for this guy.
everybody was asking Dana, like, is he done? Is that it for Derek Lewis? Are you guys gonna cut him? And he said, no, I love this guy. There's no way. I'm not letting him go. I'm gonna give him a chance.
He likes to fight. I mean, I like Derek Lewis. He likes to fight. Man, I just feel bad that this guy can't get a win. Bless you, man.
Damn it.
Get all that bullshit out of there.
Oh, I couldn't hold it in, man. I was like, holy shit, that came on fast. Anyway, yeah, so Derek, man, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's a damn shame. Like, the problem is though, as soon as he gets in a bad position, it's over. Like, he gives up, it's over. He doesn't know what to do.
Oh my gosh.
Like Spivak took him down like over and over and over again. And I'll give it to Derek Lewis. He got up every time. But what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to get up in a position where you're not going to get taken right back down? And every single time it was like he got up with a leg up and Spivak grabbed his leg and just took him right back down. It's like, why even try to get up? Maybe do something off your back, throw some fucking elbows. But that's the thing. He doesn't know what to do. And he just gets stuck.
What I hate too is Lewis, he is so top heavy.
Yeah.
And that is his downfall. Man, you see him walking on his legs, you're like, man, he honestly, let's go back to Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice was a great fighter. He can fight people all day. When you add someone's legs in, Kimbo was done. That was his last fight. He got kicked constantly in his legs, and he got KO'd or TKO'd because of his fucking knees.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. It's the same thing with Lewis. He's not a leg. He has no legs.
Right.
This guy can't do nothing.
Yeah. No, it sucks, man. I wish he was better because he's a funny guy. He's a great dude as far as his personality, and I feel like he's got a lot of charisma to make himself popular, and that's why he is so popular. But he just doesn't know how to stay in the fight. It's like as soon as he gets down, it's over.
I go back to everything he says. He goes, "Damn, it's fucking hot in here.
My balls is hot."
Oh my gosh, I love the guy. I love the guy, man. Yeah. I would just wish he could just finish a fight. Goddamn.
It's like when he's where's Ronda Rousey's hot fine ass at? That shit was funny too.
I think honestly, you put a hot piece of tail in front of him, you might get something different.
Hey, and you know what? If you follow him on Instagram, he's hilarious on there too. He always puts out all these videos of people getting massively hurt, and he's like, he's okay. That's what he says. She's okay. Some chick falls and busts her head open. He's like, she's okay. It's fucking funny.
Oh man. Shit. I mean, I'm excited. This weekend's going to be a great time. I know I'm going to be at your house watching the fight, so we shall see what happens. Let's just go. You know what? I'm thinking about, honestly, if you're a hedge better, $50, you could pick 5 different outcomes to this fight. I'm pretty solid on my top 4 picks. So this is the one thing that you're like, it could be a knockout, could be a decision. Fuck it. Take $10, take $50, turn $10 each.
Yeah.
You're bound to win at least $1,000. Who fucking cares?
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. And I might actually go back and fucking take some of those bets. So
I'm a screenshot this shot for you. We'll see next time we fucking go on. We'll see how we did.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Well, shit. That about does it for that. I don't have much else to talk about. I
appreciate you always, Eric. You're a real brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure.
Anytime. Bro. This is a fucking badass time. I can't even think that this is a fucking hour, bro.
I know. Well, it's been an hour and a half, and it feels like it's been like 20 minutes. So,
bro, I can keep going. Who cares?
I know.
Keep going.
I mean,
you want to bullshit about golf? Fuck this shit. Let's keep going.
I know. And then we lose all of the people watching. They're like, all right, we're done. That's the thing. Most people don't want to be fucking watching anything for 2 hours. They're like, that's a movie.
You know what? We're not magic. We're not over here, sitting on our Xbox. I'm just throwing shade at him because I know he's watching. Let me just play my Xbox here.
That was him on Tuesday. He was like, oh, looks like this is going to be a while. I'm going to turn around and keep going on my game. Shit's funny.
Oh, my gosh. Love you guys. Man. I appreciate it. Eric, you take care. If any of you need anything, you let me know. Guys, thank you for watching.
Definitely.
Love being on
everybody for watching. And up top, you see the scroller going. Of course, it goes away the second I say it. But go follow me on all social medias. Going Rounds Podcast everywhere except for Twitter. It's Going Rounds Pod. I post all the shit everywhere. TikTok, I always post bloopers. It's funny. Go check it out and laugh at us. Pops, thank you. I appreciate you and your support. David, golf is where you lose me. Exactly. See, I told you. I don't want to hear about golf.
Hey, you know what? Leave David alone. He's a special breed.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, I appreciate you guys anytime. If you guys, subscribe, watch us, we'll be back. No problem.
Yeah, share it with a friend. Let them know what's up. This is what I do. And Clark will be on here a lot more. And yeah, I just keep this shit going. I always got something new for everybody. Go check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with somebody. And yeah, check me out next week. Again, I'll be recapping all these fights. Clark, if you want to come on next weekend next week to recap everything, we could do that too. Then we could
Oh,
talk about
hell
whatever
yeah.
shenanigans we get into while we're watching the fights.
Fuck yeah.
All
Absolutely.
right, cool. That's a plan. So Clark will be on again next week. Cheers. Thank you again, everybody.
Cheers.
And we'll
Take
see you
care,
next
guys.
week. Let me get my shit together so I know what I'm doing. All right. Take it easy, guys. Thanks again. Peace.
Be safe.